Hey there, Gemini. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm doing your June 2019 tarot reading. Thanks for joining me. So, I forgot to say this for a couple other signs, but it's catching my eye because there is a new moon in your sign on June 3rd. And then, let's see, a full moon on the 17th in Sag, which is my sign, actually. And I'm not an astrologer. There are tons of videos on YouTube about this, so I would go check it out because being the new moon in your sign, really a chance to start fresh and set new intentions and plant seeds for the future. And of course, we have the solstice, the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. I guess I should just say solstice coming up on June 21st. All right. Let's see what we got. I just got a hilarious text from my friend. We're 48. We're old. So we're, settled. But I'm just going to share it with you because it's funny. It says, good morning. Went to my dad's last night and hung out with him and her sister and brother-in-law. Got hammered, took Uber home. Got here, had no apartment door keys, had to Uber back and then Uber back again. And then has a facepalm emoji. We're too old to do that type of shit. We can't even drink anymore and not do something stupid. I'm probably the only one that found that amusing. All right. I'm very spacey with your reading. What is in my crystal? Seeing some sort of reflection. I wonder what that means. I'm getting like you're going to get to the core of the matter, the core of something, or something's going to be reflected back on you or someone else, where you're really going to see something clearly this month that you hadn't been able to put together in your mind, or it's sort of like you're going to get to the bottom line of something, to the core of something this month, which is really great because then you're going to be able to process it and put it in perspective and take the lesson and the wisdom from it and be able to move on sort of free of something and it may be something you didn't even realize, something hidden. That's kind of what I'm getting, like something you kind of didn't realize was hidden, that was still bothering you. Ace of Wands, nice. New beginning. Yeah, it's going to require letting go of something, some emotional pain that you've been holding on to that you probably, I'm feeling like Eight of Swords energy, that you didn't even realize was maybe holding you back or holding you down. Oh, nice. Well, these two major arcana just came flying out of the deck, the Hermit and the Empress. Some of you definitely will be breaking up a relationship. I love this version. This is the after tarot. So it's like a snapshot right after the snapshot of the scene in the regular Rider-Waite. And this is what I always envision with this 10 of Wands. Because in the Rider-Waite deck, and I do have a copy, but it's upstairs. All these rods are on this person's back, and they're bent over with the weight of all these rods. And to me, they all these burdens, he's overburdened. They symbolize, all of our responsibilities and things we've taken on. But what I envision is that not all of the responsibilities are ours, and some we shouldn't be carrying anymore. We're like, need to lighten our load and unburden ourselves. So I've always imagined the person just dumping all the wands, just throwing them down just like this, and only picking up the ones that are truly his burden to carry, or his responsibilities, I guess I should say. And anything that's just been a monkey on his back or weighing him down unnecessarily, that he's been carrying for no reason, whether it's things he doesn't need or she need to hang on to, or someone else's burdens, he's getting rid of those. So that really beautifully sums up what I was thinking, like getting to the heart. I'm pointing at my crystal, the heart of the matter, and realizing, oh, I've been hanging on to this and it's just been draining me and causing all sorts of unnecessary stress and burden, and I'm ready to put them down and let it go. And then you have this beautiful manifestation card below it, Gemini, which means you have everything you are capable of creating the life you want right now. You have absolutely everything you need. But yeah, it's just like what you do with it, I guess. Right in the middle is the Ace of Wands, which is super phallic, by the way. This is that spark. So you think you light a match and the flame erupts from the head of the match, and it's like that one match can light a huge fire, right? It's a burst of inspiration, insight. Insight is what I want to say. Creativity, inspiration, motivation. It's energy. The wands is energy. I wonder what that symbolizes. Is it like a salamander? I don't know what salamanders symbolize. I guess I could look it up. But this Ace of Wands is in the middle, touching all the other cards. So like the Ace of Wands with the Magician card is it's like taking action, getting moving. Yeah. So some of you need to get up and move and just exercise and move on. Again, we have this. The Eight of Cups for me is, I'm trying to multitask here and I'm not good at it. Salamander. I don't even know if that's a salamander. Salamander. Spirit animal. Let's see what that says. The salamander meaning brings to focus the power of vision and opportunities. Yes. It symbolizes transition and the ability to face challenges and flourish in adversity. The meaning of the salamander promises change and enlightenment, that insight that I was getting. Yeah, nice. I love that. I love that for you guys. This is, though, these go beautifully together, this getting rid of burdens and the Eight of Cups. Because the Eight of Cups for me is like, I started describing it as a slot machine. But instead of money, it's our emotional currency and energy. And there are these situations or even people in our lives where we're putting all this time and energy into them and with very little payback. But it seems like just when we're like, you know what, I've had enough, they give us a little payout, just like a slot machine. If they sent, they have it down to a science, I'm sure, and they know how long people will go, and they give you just enough money to keep you, to get you excited, to give you hope. But then they just go right back to their own ways of just sucking your money from you, right? But a lot of times, if you're a healthy gambler, that's something like, have a problem with gambling, you go with a certain amount of money, and once that's done, it's done. And you're like, I'm not going to the ATM, and that was fun, and I lost $50 and whatever. But it seems like with ourselves and our energy and our emotions, we have a hard time respecting that cutoff, that limit. And we allow people to push those limits and for us to just go emotionally bankrupt. And this card is saying you are like, enough. I've reached my limit. I have the self-respect to stop, and I cannot put any more. And of course, that's usually when the situation, the person's like, no, 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 wait, I can do this, I can change, I can promise you this can even be a job, because this is definitely could be a new job. We'll change, we'll do this, we'll do that, but you have to go with what has happened in the present. You can't base, if you have that information, you can't, that's what you have to make your decision on. No, I've given too much and not giving back. And these promises I've heard in the past and they've been empty. I have my information. This is the reality. And that's what I'm basing my decision on, not the words and the promises of the future and walking away. You've been patient enough. You really have. So don't let anyone emotionally manipulate you. Did I say that right? This water sign, and say, oh no, but I will give you this, I'll give you that, we'll change, we'll make these things happen. You've been patient enough. Take your coin and walk away. Some of you may be gambling. Be careful. Enough. You've reached the limit you set for yourself, and you have the self-respect to stick to it. You're getting smarter with your money. You're learning that planting the seeds and being patient and deferring instant gratification really does pay off. Some of you may be buying a house. I have these two cards, the King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. This is marriage, so some of you could be getting a divorce, but some of you could have learned that lesson in the past as well. But whatever is happening, even if you're walking away from something, a job, it could be a million different things. I'm sorry, I have all these alerts that just popped up that are in my way. It's beneficial. Like, maybe you're going to have more money because this person was draining you financially. This situation was draining you financially. There is help. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's help if you need it. What I think is so beautiful is this, any situations that you've had to walk away from, it's like you're realizing the opportunity you now have, the freedom you now have to move forward. You've really gone within and learned the lesson and are releasing the resentment or the negative. You're no longer holding on to those negative feelings and that are just sort of toxic and have taken up residence in you. You're letting go and you're just carrying with you the wisdom and the experience, and appreciate the experience and that, and carrying that with you. And it's really going to be a creative time for you. So this Empress, she's a little bit lighter on herself, a little bit, she's nurturing. She's, instead of being driven and trying to force things to happen, she's much more organic, and she's gentler with herself and others, and allows people to sort of live and figure things out on their own instead of trying to control everything. And because of this, she's also more open to sort of flowing energy and creativity. and may find a side of, so you may find, being Gemini, you have many sides. You may find a more creative, softer side of yourself coming out once you've released those things that you didn't even realize you were hanging on to. And it may spark a whole new side of creativity in you, that may be a really exciting new part of your life. Yeah, well, I'll leave it at that, Gemini. It's a really cool reading. I hope you have a lovely June, and I will see you at the next reading. Take care.